Numbness, tingling, burning feet, and balance issues? You don't have to live this way. In this powerful episode on the Healing Wellness Show, I'm Dr. Kareem. I'll be breaking down what causes neuropathy, how to treat it, and the hope that exists for real healing. So tune in, take your first steps towards a better future.
We're going to go into relief protocol. All right. Another question that we have that I know is something big that you hit on, Dr. Mo, is if you can talk a little bit about the relief protocol in your office that you currently are doing right now.
Yeah, so the neuropathy relief protocol is a protocol that I have developed. So we'll go through each letter here. So the R in relief, that's restoring blood flow. So, like I said, the importance of getting more blood flow to the area. And that could be using low level laser, infrared therapy, oxygen therapy. The other big one in our medical side is ozone IV. So we do a lot of whether low dose, high dose, is getting more oxygen to the area. So that's the R in relief. The E in relief is energizing your nerve. So remember, I said we got to get that nerve to stimulate. So we do actually have specific devices that start to fire that nerve again at that 270 miles an hour is how fast nerves should fire. Another one to try and get the nerve to stimulate is PEMF, which is pulse electromagnetic field chair. That helps to stimulate regrowth and function. So it's all about nerves. The L in the relief protocol is lowering inflammation. So again, talking about that third component, which is metabolic, right? We got to decrease inflammation in the body in order to get rid of disease, okay? Inflammation loves to go to the joints and then it attacks the nerves. So that's through diet changes, supplements, and just lifestyle coaching. And then the I in the relief protocol, that's improving balance and coordination. That's usually a huge one for a lot of people. Say you don't have balance issues, well, that could develop down the road, but that's something that we'll be testing for. And that's by targeting physical therapy and gait training. And then the E in the relief protocol is enhancing nutrition or nutrient absorption to support that nerve health. And that's by focusing on like vitamins. So that's why we'll do the lab works to check your B vitamins, D vitamins, your hormones. So those are kind of like key micronutrients that we need to focus on and see, are you deficient? Are they too high? If your B vitamins are too high, that could also cause neuropathy. So we got to check and see that with lab work. And then lastly, the F in the relief protocol is focus on the long-term maintenance and prevent regression. So that's our wellness, or that's the what do we have to do? That's what we test every 3 months to tell you what is it that you have to change in your program. So that's the ongoing wellness care and patient education.
Awesome stuff. So I know we've asked this question, but it's coming up again. How long are results? I know they're different for other people, but what are you normally seeing on average?
So I mean, again, it depending on the patient, and like I said, we do whatever we can for the body. The body's the one that heals itself. Some patients, it's within the first few weeks. Some people, it's a few months to see relief. But really, this testing that I told you we do every 3 months, typically when we do that first retest, we're seeing anywhere from 20 to 50% improvement as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay, awesome. Another question that I've asked, this is a great one. How is your approach different from a neurologist?
So a neurologist often, will look at you, examine you, and then typically what mostly happens is they'll prescribe a medication to manage the symptoms. Our aim and goal is to try and repair and restore the function of those nerves. So that's why we dig deep. We do lots of different testing to see how we can repair that nerve cell.
And what role does lifestyle play in with what your offerings?
It's a huge one. I mean, it's blood sugar control, anti-inflammatory nutrition, hydration, rest, and consistency. It all really makes a difference in the healing.
Awesome. Okay, another one we have would be, let's talk about some stories and final thoughts. Can you share a patient story? I know you've already shared a couple, but they're loving these stories. I know that you were talking one about a farmer in his 60s last time. one farmer that was in his 60s that he couldn't walk. I really like that one.
Yeah, so we had a farmer in his 60s who couldn't walk in his field, walk his fields, and that's because he had burning pain in his foot. So he had to constantly stop, take breaks, and as a farmer, you got a crunch. So after 10 weeks of really starting with us and getting into the relief protocol, he was really able to get back into his tractor and start harvesting again. That's really the power of commitment and the right care. I mean, he really honed down, did what he was supposed to do at home and in the clinic, and started to see improvements and a difference.
Awesome. And what would you say, what are some of the biggest myths that you're seeing? Example, neuropathy is permanent, it's non-reversible, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's neuropathy is permanent is really the biggest myth. Or my doctor told me there isn't anything that I could do about it. Those are all things that we hear all the time, but it's not true. I mean, we see it day in day out with our patients. A nerve is a cell. We can regenerate with the right plan.
Awesome. We have another question. What should someone do first if they think they have neuropathy?
I would say book an evaluation. Early treatment equals better results. It'll be a lot quicker.
Awesome. And so, just as a final encouragement, what is something that you can maybe encourage people out there that are struggling with this disease?
You are not broken. You are not alone. Healing is possible, and we are here to help.